Hey, Derek, welcome to Baltimore. Curious as to your thoughts as to how this went down. As everyone knows, they had Brockers, they don't have Brockers, and now they have Derek Wolfe. You seems like you benefit from this, and I assume that all worked out for the best for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was I had a feeling that the Broncos weren't going to try to get me back. When a team doesn't try to extend you during the season, it's kind of a good sign that they're ready to move on. So my first choice was the Ravens. I actually, during the regular season, was being pushed towards the trade deadline. I wanted to come to the Ravens, so I was going to go up and ask John Elway for the trade, and I decided against it because I wanted to show my loyalty, to the team that I'd been with for 8 years. So I decided against that, and so I'm extremely happy. It's everything happens for a reason, man. Like when things are supposed to happen, they do, and I always felt like I would fit into that organization really well. So my whole career I felt that way. I thought I was going to get drafted there coming out in 2012. So I'm really happy that I'm finally there.
Jeff Srebeck.
Derek, you kind of mentioned it there. Like back-to-back years, we've heard that, Ravens could be in on Derek Wolfe, or they may be getting him in a trade, or they may want him as a free agent. What was it like when you heard this was going to go down, and did it kind of feel like finally?
Well, it's my agent called me because the whole time I kept saying, what's up with the Ravens? What's up with the Ravens? And at the beginning there, when they signed Brockers, I was kind of like, maybe missed my chance there. And, I assumed it was because of my injury. That's kind of why they were like, he had a couple of injuries here and there, which, if anybody has questions about my injuries, I can explain those to you. It's been a bumpy road, but, for the most part, I've actually been pretty healthy. These injuries just come. It was the same injury that was nagging, and I finally got that surgery and it cleared up. And then dislocated my elbow, obviously having the best season of my career, showing that I have a ton of football left, and then I go out there on a dead play and dislocate my elbow. And I think that hurt me, but, once I saw that Brockers was signed, I was like, that kind of closed one door, but when one door closes, another opens. So a couple other teams jumped on it. And, we were kind of negotiating back and forth. And the issue of not being able to get a physical and be able to come into the facility and get a physical was really an issue for a lot of teams because they wanted to make sure everything was good on me. They wanted to check out all these different injuries that I had had. And in reality, it's only a few injuries. It was just that one injury was causing a bunch of different issues. And once I got that cleared up, it was fixed, like I said. So, and I saw that Brockers didn't pass his physical, and it's immediately called my agent and said, he said, what's going on with the Ravens? He said, I'm already on the phone. And I was like, yes. I said, I don't care. I really don't care about the money at this point. I just want to get on that team. That's the team I want to be on, because I feel like if I can come in there and prove myself, that they'll extend me for a few years and I could be a part of the organization for more than just 1 year. And that was my goal. And it ended up working out. And, I'm just going to stick to the plan and trust the process and hope that it all works out for me. And I really would love to bring another ring to the city, help bring a ring to the city. And I think that we have an unbelievable football team. So I'm excited to get in there and help any way I can.
Jerry Sandusky.
Derek, you saw your sack total really go up last year under Vic Fangio, who's a great defensive coach. When you look at what Wink Martindale has done with this defense in Baltimore, do you see there's even more upside for your sack total here?
Absolutely. I feel like he's definitely going to open up opportunities for me to make plays. It's just a matter of going in there and making them. If the one-on-one's created, you have to win. And he sends a ton of pressure, which that gets quarterbacks guessing. And makes them do things out of character, makes them step up in the pocket and stuff like that. So I feel like, as a defensive line and as a defense as a whole, I think we're going to be able to eat these quarterbacks up, especially with the secondary that we have.
Aaron Kazinitz.
Hey, Derek, thanks for doing this for us. I'm curious, I know you're 30 and a lot of players maybe are trying to prove something when they get to that age. So what makes you confident that you've got a few more good years ahead?
Turn on the film from last year. That's all you really have to do is just turn the film on, and it shows you that I'm still running at 16 miles an hour during the game. I'm still hitting those speeds, 16, 17 miles an hour. I'm still playing really strong at the point. I'm still able to take guys that are, 5, 6 years younger than me and put them on their back, or put them into the quarterback's lap. I think that I have a lot of football left. I don't see any reason why I can't play for 4 more years. Because I felt really good going into this season. Vic Fangio put us through a grueling training camp. It was the hardest training camp I've ever been through, and I've been through some tough ones, but this one was different. And it showed me, I was like, hey, I got a lot of football left. If I can make it through this, I can make it through a couple more years. So I think the film doesn't lie, and I think that shows that I have a ton of football left.
John Stepner.
Hey there, Derek. You a couple questions ago, or a couple answers ago, I guess, you said you are a perfect fit or a great fit for this franchise. Why, in your opinion?
I think I just embody. This is historically. I'm from the Northeast, from Northeast Ohio, so the Ravens have always been known for their tough defense, they got this attitude about them where it's like you don't really want to have to go out as an offense. They don't really want to go play against that defense. So I'm looking forward to being a part of that type of mentality, because in Denver we've always had good defenses as well. So, I think I bring a lot to the table when it comes to bringing toughness and, sorry, I'm having a loss for words right now, but, bringing the consistency and being the same person every single day. It's not a fake toughness. I am just being who I am. And my background has made me the kind of person I am. And, I think people tend to thrive, people tend to feed off of the energy that I bring. And, I play every snap like it's my last snap, and I love the game. And that's why I have so much fun, because I actually love what I'm doing, and I'm not just out there getting through it. So I'm trying to win every single snap. And eventually that leads to winning games, and eventually that leads to winning championships. So that's what I'm about. And I'm excited to get in there and get after it.
With off-season workouts potentially being either, cut or just shortened due to the coronavirus pandemic, are there any concerns as a new player coming to this team of potentially getting acclimated with the playbook and the schemes and other players?
Yeah, that's in the back of my head, because, I think the off-season program is big for building that team continuity. But at the end of the day, we're all grown men, and I think that we have a roster that's full of guys that have been around and have played in the league long enough that they know how, all we really need is 2 weeks of training camp. And I think that we're gonna mesh and gel really well. And, we can start doing Zoom meetings and Zoom workouts and stuff like that. And, I think that you don't have to be in person to get to know somebody. You get to know what somebody's about, and we've all seen film on each other around the league, so we know what kind of players we are. And, I think that, there's a lot worse things that are going on around the country right now. I'm not so worried about us not being able to do an off-season program. I think that as long as we can get a 2-week training camp in, I think we'll be just fine.
Todd Karpovich.
Hi, Derek. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now.
Oh, great. Thanks. How excited are you to get an opportunity to play next to Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams? I mean, 3 of you should be a pretty formidable group there. How exciting is that?
I can't tell you how excited that when I saw that Calais was going up there and I knew that Brandon was up there already, it was a no-brainer for me. It was just like, you know what, man, I get to play against, I think we can have the best defensive line in the league for sure. And, we can go on pace to, we could break records. We could break the rushing record, yards per rush, stuff like that. Those are the kind of goals that I like to set. Sometimes you don't reach them, but if, you can get close, and that helps you win. So I think that we're going to be able to shut that run game down. And then when it comes to, our offense keeping us up by, 10, 20 points a game, it's going to get ugly for these quarterbacks.
Garrett Downing.
Hey, Derek, I'm curious, last year when you were going through the process of thinking maybe you wanted to be traded, or even after you signed with the Ravens, did you talk to Flacco at all? Obviously, he was your teammate last year. I'm just curious if you talked to him at all about what it was like playing in Baltimore.
Yeah, I actually ate breakfast with Joe every morning. And he always would tell me how great of a organization that the Ravens were, like that what kind of place it was, that it was a big family, one big family. And, that's what I want to be a part of. That's the kind of place I want to be, because excuse me. Sorry, I just got done eating, so I'm burping a little bit. But if my whole life, my family has been my teammates. I have a family now, but I still consider those people that I'm out there grinding with every day to be my brothers and my family. And that's the kind of organization that I was looking to go to, one that's going to treat me like family, and that's going to appreciate the hard work that I put in, and show me love. And honestly, the love that I've been shown already from the fans, from the organization, from the coaches. Like I said, I asked them to send me a couple shirts that I could train in, and I got one on right now, but they sent me a giant box full of clothes, and I was like, whoa. It just seems like they are going to exceed my expectations when it comes to everything. I've been up to the facility already in pre-draft visits back in 2012, and I've seen how they like to do business up there, and I'm all about it. I love it, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
Jimena?
Hi, Derek. It's a pleasure to have you here. I have this question. How familiar are you with the city of Baltimore?
Not familiar at all. I've never spent any other than being up there to play, and like I said, that one time up there to visit, the pre-draft visit. I don't really know much about the city other than they're all about crab cakes and football.
That we are the best. And with this pandemic season, do you and Abigail training together? And who is the fitness coach at home?
Abby's the fitness coach at home. My wife used to compete in fitness competitions. She was top 10 in the world, a few years ago, and she loves to train. She's got me doing a lot of Pilates with her. We have a good gym in the house, but my wife trains like an animal. She'll put we got a wood weigh in here, and she'll put that wood weigh at a 15% incline and go at like a 10-mile-an-hour sprint. It seems like for like a minute and a half, and then jump off and get on the bike and go, and then get down and do a bunch of core. And it's just like, I can't keep up with her sometimes.
Hey there, Derek. This is Matthew with Ravenswire. You talked a little about talking to Joe Flacco while you were in Denver. Have you talked to any other current or former Ravens along the way? We know kind of Calais Campbell talked to a few different guys as well.
Yeah, I talked to Doomerville. Doomerville was like, you're going to love it. Doom was like a mentor for me my rookie year, like a big brother to me. So, anything he says, I usually listen to it, and I take it to heart because, if he's a very straightforward guy. If he doesn't like you, he's going to tell you. And he had nothing but good things to say about the organization. And he said, I'm a perfect fit there. He's like, you're going to love it.
Anyone else?
Hey, Derek, this is Pete Gilbert. Can you hear me this time?
I still can't hear you.
That's weird. Okay, I'll pass on it then. Don't worry about it.
Well, I can hear you right there. It was right at the beginning. Now I can hear
Okay.
you.
What I was asking was the passion and joy with which you play and seem to do everything. Where does that come from?
When you come from nothing, it makes you fight for everything that you have. And it gives you a different kind of drive. And it gives you this killer instinct that, you either have or you don't have. I spent my whole entire life surviving, just trying to survive, day in and day out and try to get through the day. And, now that I'm in the NFL, I just take every single day as a blessing, and I don't take it for granted. I make sure that I work as hard as I possibly can because there's a younger guy working just as hard, trying to take my job. And I'm not giving my job up to anybody, so that's just the way I am. And I don't know. I enjoy the process. I feel like I don't, excuse my language, but I don't half-ass anything. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way. And sometimes that can be a flaw, but for the most part, it's worked out all right for me. But I'm an extremist. I'm either all in or all out. And I think that does come from the way I was raised. I had to get through my childhood. Having a daughter has brought some compassion and some empathy into my life now. So I just feel like I'm becoming a more complete human being and a complete man, and it's only elevated my game.
Derek, there's quite a few coaches with the Ravens that have University of Cincinnati connection. Is Is that something you knew about ahead of time, or is that something you've learned quickly in the last couple of days?
Yeah, I just started learning that, and I had known that back, it slipped out of the back of my mind, but, because we know when somebody mentions it's like, oh yeah, you're right. But yeah, there's a lot of Ohio guys, guys just from all around Ohio on their staff. So, it's going to be great. I feel like I'm going to fit in just fine. And, I'm going to prove myself with my work, anybody could talk about it. I'm ready to be about it.
Derek, do you anticipate training at a different altitude having any effect on your body and your performance?
I feel like being at a lower altitude is going to allow me to recover a lot better. It's hard to recover up here. You have to, there's so many things you have to do to try to recover. It's almost like you never fully recover. I love the train up here, but throughout the season, it's tough because honestly, you go play somewhere. When I was playing here, you would go play somewhere at sea level, and you'd come back, and that first practice, it felt like you hadn't been in the altitude in months. And that's how it really takes so much time to get used to this altitude. So I'm really looking forward to not being in the altitude all the time.
Anyone else? All right, Derek, really appreciate your time. Thank you.
I have a question.
Thanks, Derek.
Hello? I have
I'm
a
here.
question. Okay. What exactly do you mean when you say you will relieve not to have to face to Patrick Mahomes twice a year? We have a home game against Kansas City this season, and maybe we will see them in the playoffs.
I've been playing against him twice a year for so long, and it's not that I was trying to say that it's more of a, it's nice to be in a different division where, you know what I mean? It's nice to just be in a different division where I'm not playing against the same guys, year in, year out. It's nice to get some fresh faces. That's what I was trying to get around to that. Nothing against him as a player. He's an unbelievable player, and he's tough to beat. So I'm looking forward to beating him twice.